What up, guys? It's Farzan, and I'm kicking it with Hunter, Jack, and Taylor, and for this week's segment of Longhorn Hip Hop. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing great. Doing great. Last show of the season.
Yeah,
Feel great.
Ready to talk about some rap music?
I'm in peak physical condition.
Oh,
I'm
snap.
glad to be back here. It's been a while since
Jack?
I've done Longhorn Hip Hop.
Jack Wang out here with the Tommy Bahama.
Yes, sir.
About to give us this knowledge and break bread. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Well, all right. As many of y'all have probably heard, last week, rapper Andre Johnson, also known to go by the name Christ Bear, castrated himself before jumping off a second-story balcony in a suicide attempt last week. It was later disclosed that the once Wu-Tang affiliate was under the influence of PCP during his attempt. Member of the clans expressed sympathy for Johnson, but were clear to make it that he was no longer affiliated with the Wu-Tang clan. So what do you guys make of this situation? The castration, the attempted suicide, and the use of angel dust?
Well, a lot of rappers out there claim to be, hard, claim to be the hardest in the game, and now he can never make that claim again. That's what I have to say. That joke was written for tonight's episode of Longhorn Late Night, but it was cut, and this was perfect timing that I came.
That's a shameful plug, but yeah, you know what? I don't really have much to say about this. I think it's kind of crazy. Obviously, this guy's not original. He's not Wu. Wu doesn't do that. Wu keeps all their members intact. You know? I'm just saying. And so, yeah. And I've met RZA. RZA would never do something like that. So I just think this is an anomaly, and hopefully it never happens again. Shout out to that guy's dong. Rest in peace. And
really,
yeah, it's gone.
You can see the effects of drugs on multiple people. I mean,
It's a scary thing. It's
Kendrick
a scary
Lamar
thing.
with the PCP, he just made a song about it and just went on with his life. This guy, he, man, I don't know how to say this in a clean way. So he eliminated his birthing pod.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Jack?
Castration.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
All right, on to other hip-hop related things. Coachella took place the past 2 weekends with artists such as A$AP Ferg, Chance the Rapper, Danny Brown, Pharrell, and Outkast set to perform. But these headline acts only seemed to get bigger as Pharrell brought on Jay-Z and Usher. Even more surprising was Nas' performance with Jay-Z, his one-time rival. So which one of these legendary sets would you guys have liked to see?
That's really tough. On one hand, you have Nas, who's like, legend. Nas and Jay together is really on some that's like on some Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali stuff. Like, it's crazy. But, push it. I'm just kidding. I would say Pharrell. Honestly, Pharrell is someone I've always admired and loved his music. And as great as Nas and Jay-Z together is, I think I'd have to see Pharrell. And I mean, he brought out Jay, he brought out Bust, he brought out T.I., Usher, Pusha. I think I would have enjoyed that set more, I think, personally.
For sure. What do you guys think?
I've actually never seen Pharrell live, like even in a YouTube video. So I guess like for an experience kind of thing, I would also pick Pharrell. But as a fan, I'm gonna have to say Nas and Jay-Z.
What about Outkast, guys? That's a new thing.
Oh, if it's between those three,
Oh man.
I'm going to Outkast just
All right.
because as an Atlanta native, that's a requirement.
Yeah,
I got
that
the
is-
peach on my ID. That's happening.
That is also true.
Stankonia.
Y'all just
Has-
naming geezers. I wish I had been there for when Chance brought out Bieber. That's young. That's hip. That's current.
That would be
That's what I wish I had been.
you're not gonna get any complaints from me, but that was a day set. There was no need for the conflict. They didn't show at the same time. So,
We had to pick one.
well, you know what? This universe doesn't exist where you can pick one.
Justin
You can go to
Bieber
both.
is actually now officially African American.
What do you?
So
on certain days, yeah.
yeah.
We have Whiteout Wednesdays. He's definitely he's allowed to be black, but no, like I said, I'd go with Pharrell. See, the thing is, if you go to the Pharrell show, you're gonna see basically the greatness of pop music from like 2003, 4 to now, which is 10 years. You're gonna get Moneymaker, you're gonna get Pastor Cavassier, you're gonna get Lucky, so much. Whereas, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but if you go to Nas, you're gonna get Ether. You're gonna get no, you're not gonna get Ether. Actually, you're not gonna get Ether. You're gonna get One Time for Your Mind, the classics, Illmatic probably in its entirety. But yeah, I think with Pharrell, with his show, you can just see so much, the span of music and everything that he's done as a producer, as an artist, as a songwriter. And so, yeah, that's why I would go with Pharrell. You're going to have a fun time. You're going to be happy. Yeah.
Definitely happy.
Oh, huh. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Springtime. Springtime is a great time for hip hop, and right now we have dozens of diverse and interesting topics to discuss, from releases from Future, Chuck English, Vince Staples, to more alternative groups such as Girl Talk, Cunning Linguist, and Rat King. So what have you guys been listening to, and what would you recommend to the people out there?
Honest.
Yeah, we
Let
actually.
Taylor get this one.
Yeah, we played. No. Jack, definitely feel free to talk. But we played Honest in the studio actually right before this, and it's already gold. It's everything you want. It's got the turn. It's got the. It's got the in between. I think it's definitely. I can already tell from the first listening that I think it's one of Future's best projects ever, if not the best. And he's just playing with so many different sounds. And the great thing about Honest is that I can already tell just from what I've heard. One thing I love about Future is he never gets comfortable with his sound. A lot of people have bit his style over the last few years. Some not intentionally, some intentionally. But he's never want to get stuck in one groove and just kind of mind that. He's constantly innovating and constantly changing it up. So, yeah, Honest is just incredible. But I mean, there's tons. What do you want to say about it, Jack?
I just like how he has like you said, he has a really dynamic sound, and I also like how he's moved on and he's attracted more members of the pop audience, but he can still make these songs like. There's one song I can't say, but it's synonymous with the word poop, and some other songs. He can make really good street music, but he's in the pop crowd.
Yeah,
which is what I really like about him. Because there's some artists in the hood in the trap, they just can't do that.
Well, the great thing about him is that he's been able to.
They're trapped in the trap.
I mean, the last 2 years he's been on essentially every major urban radio single.
That's true.
I mean, Bugatti, Love Me, all that stuff. And so in a sense, he's become the center of pop music. And so even though his album is showing all these crazy sounds,
the future. You would say.
Yeah, he's the future.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's even though it's weird and it's different, it's not, because this is what people have come to expect from Future. Just crazy, innovative, brilliant music. I mean, he's got stuff with Metro Boomin, and Mike Will he executive produced the album, and you can just hear his just glove. I don't even know. You can just hear his handprints and everything on it. It's incredible. I think it's incredible.
What I like is he's in touch with. I feel like he's in touch with the sensitive side of him. Make a hard track like the one you're talking about,
Yeah.
then he'll make Trophies, or he'll make Astronaut Chick. So he's definitely got a side to him a lot of other rappers don't have.
Definitely, that's for sure. I think it's something that him and the rapper I won't mention. I'll go ahead and mention Aubrey Graham, Drake. They both kind of addressed that. They've kind of both done the bangers and then the ballads. And I think what separates Future from Drake is that you always feel the sincerity in his music, and it's honest. It's pure.
Honest, for sure. Definitely a good point. Well, Donald Glover went to Twitter this weekend and asking for someone to buy him out of his record contract with Glassnote after the label mishandled both the release of his video for his single Sweatpants and his new blog. So what do you guys think of Childish's reaction, and where should he go next?
Independent. That's what I would say to him. Go independent.
Really?
I feel like that's where it's moving now. You see all these people getting their own labels, and it's kind of started by what Tech Nine did. He's done all his stuff. He keeps all his money. 50 Cent's releasing his first independent album. I think if Childish is really unhappy, go independent in the future. He's got enough following on the internet that he can do it.
I definitely think you're right about that. It was funny you said that, because I wasn't planning to say independent, but now that I think about it, Donald has his own fan base. He can go directly to them through his Twitter, through his Tumblr. They know that he's trying to do more than just the average rapper. He has these really ambitious goals, as you see with the album, with the script. I think it would be actually really smart if he just went independent, because, I mean, he's doing a lot of touring anyway. You don't want some 360 deal where you're getting, your money taken away from the corporations. Why don't you just go independent, eat off the touring, record your own album at your own pace. You don't have to worry about companies coming in and botching your album release and your launch. Just go independent, and I agree with that.
So he should go independent because the internet.
All right.
I-N-E-E-P.
Yeah, I think he could do that.
E-N-T. Do
Definitely.
you know what I mean? Shout out to Boosie, who's now free.
Well, it's pretty interesting that everyone pretty much said independent, because a lot of talks of people are saying that rumors are that he's going to go to something bigger like Atlantic or Def Jam, which would give him like less.
It would also be like,
control.
it would make sense for him to do that, because what happens with a lot of these independent artists is they're like, man, these labels are so dumb, I'm going to go independent, but then they go independent and they make their own label and they become what they ran away from. So for him to like just go to a major label, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah,
I could see
honestly,
that
I
happening.
feel like. Well, I think the first thing. I mean, I don't want to act like I know the stipulations of his contract or anything like that.
yeah.
I'm just speaking as an outsider. But it seems to me like he kind of went to Glassnote for the novelty of being like the only rapper on an indie rock label, because they have acts like Phoenix, Mumford & Sons. Glassnotes aren't really known for being a rap label. And so that kind of struck me as
That
odd
is
that he was
true.
going there. But it kind of felt like a thing where he was like, all right, let me go to this label because I feel like they'll get me that I'm a different rapper. I'm not talking about the same stuff.
You understand me.
But like Jack says, I don't think it's going to be necessarily better that he's going to a big conglomerate like Atlantic or Def Jam. I mean, you're going to get people who know rappers better, so on that sense it'll be better. But I think ultimately he's better if he's in control, which is what he seems like he really wants. He wants to have the authority to curate what he puts out, whether it's music, whether it's blogs, scripts.
Yep.
I think ultimately that's what he needs to do. And the tweet that he put out about, a lot of people were looking at us the first week of my sales. It sounded kind of whiny, and it sounded kind of lame, to be honest with you. But I think like we've all said, I think he needs to just go independent and strike out in his own terrain.
All right, well, we'll be back with the Illmatic anniversary talk and more. Keep it locked.